And there's going to be a good time the next, we seem to have an economy recovering in Latin America. Brazil is turning around. These are facts again. When you hear these facts, these countries are really, India, I've been visited India. Things are really improving in India. Europe had the worst recession since the Depression. There's 18 million people out of work, 18 million people out of work in Western Europe right now. And the economy's starting to slowly turn. Japan has bottomed. So I think you're going to see a demand. And commodity prices have been, aluminum prices got to 30-year low. Now ingot has almost doubled. You're going to see the same thing with linerboard. So you're going to see a very good time for cyclical stocks. And I think the auto stocks are also extremely cheap at 4 or 5 times earnings. I think the economy's going to be, my opinion, from the companies I talk to, in the business I look at, things are not off trend line. These are not extraordinary times. Housing is very affordable. It's not as affordable as it was 2 years ago, but on a 20-year basis, housing is very affordable. Automobiles are very affordable. Consumer durables are very affordable. I think people are going to, and we've added, as you know, I still don't understand when people, we hear the job growth. We've added, in the recession, we lost 1.8 million jobs, and now we've added back 5.8 million, 4.5 million in the last 19 months. So we lost 1.8, and we've added 5.8 back. We're 4 million to the good. Tough part of it is we dropped about 600,000 manufacturing jobs, and we've only brought back 100,000 manufacturing jobs. But there are a lot more people working, and I think that trend's going to continue. And in the decade of the 80s, I think this is key. The decade of the 80s, this is what you hear from the press, this is what you hear from TV. In the decade of the 80s, the 500 largest companies eliminated 3 million jobs. 3 million jobs. But there was 2.1 million businesses started in the 1980s. And if they just have 10 people each, that's 21 million jobs. It's an incredible job machine we have in America. So that's what happened in the 80s. These 2.1 million businesses created all the jobs. And the decade of the 90s, the top 500 companies are going to eliminate another 3 million people. And all you ever hear about is Company X lays off 5,000 people in Hartford, and Company Y lays off 5,000 people in Rochester, and somebody doesn't buy a sofa in Scottsdale, Arizona, because they're reading their newspaper about another layoff in the Northeast. I mean, that's the nature. These companies have to do it to stay competitive. That's our business. And we've had, in the last 2.5 years, been a phenomenal, this has been a great thing for our country. We've had 1,750 companies come public. They've raised over $100 billion. There's only 2,500 companies in the stock exchange. 1,750 companies is a lot. They're going to put this into research and development. They're going to put it into more plant, more efficient equipment. This is a fantastic thing for these companies. So I think the situation is excellent. The banking system, for the first time since the early 50s, a lot of people have followed the banking industry. The banking system today has more investments on the left side of the balance sheet. You talk about the governments they own, the mortgage-backed securities they own, than they have loans. First time ever since 1951. And they're only making 50, 20, 30 basis points. They said, love to make loans. The banking system has the highest equity to assets in 45 years. The banking system is ready to go. There's lots of liquidity around. I don't know why people are so depressed about people getting hired all the time. I can't quite figure this out. I don't know. I have never met a banker, anybody in business that likes recessions. I've yet to find these people, you know. So I think it's very good the economy's doing well.
Speaking of banks, are you concerned about banks being allowed to offer mutual funds and the confusion that creates among investors over whether bank deposits are insured or not insured, or how much is insured, or the whole question of deregulation? Okay.
No, I think it's very positive. Banks are be allowed to sell mutual funds because they'll probably sell a lot of Fidelity mutual funds. That's very important. No, but seriously, I think it's very important that people understand when they own a bond fund that bonds can go up and down. Bonds are just about as volatile as stocks.